Mississippi. We all know about her mighty river, but she has beautiful lakes too, and they're full of fish. Is it still considered fishing if you pull the beast out with your bare hands? I've never noodled before, but the boys are certain I'll have that chance. Local boy Brian Witten is the resident catfish expert around here, and he's awful confident we're gonna take home a haul. For Academy Sports and Outdoors, I'm Marty Smith, and this is Traditions.
Grenada Lake, Mississippi. I've never been here before. Brian's gonna take me catfish noodling. I've never done that before. Brother, give me the lowdown. What should I expect today?
We have about 20 sunken boxes, which are on the bottom of the lake. They're roughly in size, just to give you an estimate of how big of a hole you're gonna be reaching in. They're 3 foot wide, 5 foot long. So we're not talking about some baby boxes. We're hoping to get one at least 20 pounds for you, maybe bigger, is what we're hoping for.
How do first-timers typically react?
Well, we tell them.
Am I gonna scream like a little girl?
Absolutely, that's gonna happen.
To say I was a little nervous is an understatement, and everybody in the boat knew it. I was curious to get to know Brian, a man who serves his community and served his country.
Brian's a fireman. He's a veteran of the United States Marine Corps, and I appreciate that so much. Not only your service in the military, but also your public service as a fireman.
Sure.
What's your day-to-day?
At the fire department, we work a 48-hour shift, which means we go in at 7 o'clock one morning, and we get off at 7 o'clock 2 mornings later.
2 days later.
Love that job. I mean, you can't ask for a better job. You're serving your community, you know, so you're helping. And as same thing with the Marine Corps. You know, I felt like when I was in that we were doing some kind of service helping everybody else.
You absolutely were, and you were in the conflict.
So I was in Iraq in 2004, 2005, and that was right at the kind of midway point when they were attacking Fallujah originally. Eventually, we got to go into Fallujah and let the good people back into their homes.
How fulfilling is that?
What got me were the children. The children, because they didn't know what was right, what was wrong, what was going on. And there was one little girl in particular, quick story. One
we
little
have
girl
time, go ahead.
In particular, they had to come to our gate every single day. Well, this little girl, I just fell in love with her. And I kept a pocket of suckers. And every time she'd come through the line, she'd hold her hand out wanting that sucker, you know, and I'd make her give me a hug to get a sucker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Couldn't understand each other. She spoke a different language. We had that little bond, you know.
You know what the language was? It was love and respect.
Right.
That was the language. That is a great lesson that we could all learn and we could all utilize.
Very true.
So, my hope is that I can speak some kind of language to these fish out here, and you can use your masterful skill in your fish whispering and get me on them. Right. You ready?
I'm ready
to show me around?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Hey, again, thank you for your service. It
ain't
means
no
so
problem
much
at all.
to me, and we're so appreciative of it.
Yes, sir. Now, a couple of weeks ago, you couldn't drive a boat underneath that bridge right there. It's up about 20 feet higher than normal right now. Because it's up so high, we're actually grabbling in a cotton field.
Really?
Yes, sir, in a cotton field that flooded.
So we're going grabbing in a cotton field.
In a cotton field.
Okay, that sounds like the perfect Marty Smith indoctrination into the faith.
There you go. The first fish you catch is no gloves.
Okay,
no
fair
protection.
enough, no gloves.
All right, and then once that's a rite of passage. So you got to earn the right to wear a glove.
That's fair. All right, Brian, I appreciate the verbal tutorial, but we got guys out here in the water. I know you're itching to go. I'm ready to give this thing a try. Let's quit the talking and start the doing.
Let's get after it.
All right, let's go.
When the fish bite, the first reaction is to jerk it back.
Sure.
But in this case, you can't do that. You have to stay in there, and that's when the fight is on and you try to grab hold to him. And yes, you're probably going to scream a little bit and want to run.
This operation is much more involved than I expected. This is a team sport. But there was one thing I just couldn't get off my mind.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
You're not very convincing, Brian.
Marty, come check this one out. This is, you can actually see this one, so it's kind of easy to get to. And so the hole's right there, okay? And it's a great big hole. You can actually put both legs in there. Go in with your legs first, I'm sorry. Put both legs in there, and you're probably gonna have to go underwater, and you wanna run your legs all the way in there to the back of that thing. And that's, give you a good example of what we're dealing with.
Yep, that's big.
So when your hand's down in there, what exactly are you doing? How do you entice the fish to get to you? How's that work?
They're going in there to spawn. They're going in there to lay their eggs.
Okay, all right.
So when they go in there to spawn, we're coming in to catch them, and they're gonna try to get you out of their home, is basically what it is.
So do they see, oh, so they're protecting something?
They're sitting on there.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Right.
I thought like they see my hand and think it's bait. They're ready to fight and wrestle.
They're ready to fight.
You gotta quit all that.
When I first got started, like my first 2 years, I didn't even have a boat.
Yeah, he's biting, twisting, poking, prodding.
I just piled and boxed it up in my truck. And I pulled upside the lake and drag it sucker out, and wow, waded out there in the water.
You know what that is? That's conviction.
God bless.
Think about that there.
And maybe addiction.
Addiction.
So I just go down in there and feel around.
Go down there and run your leg in it.
Okay.
It's got that pretty hat wet.
He'd make a pretty good grabbler. Just looking about how he goes right down under there.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Take the bite.
Yep.
maybe it's iffy.
It is like
Big
this,
old
isn't it?
bed in there.
Yeah. You said you've been doing this a long time. How long?
About 20 years.
20? I didn't even know noodling was around for 20 years. What is the biggest fish that you and your crew have caught out here?
The biggest fish I've ever caught was 67 pounds.
How do you get that out of the water?
I kind of judge, I've been doing it for quite a while, so I kind of judge by the size of their head how big the fish is. So if it's anything that I think less than 30 pounds, I just man up, grab him, pull him out, throw him in the boat. If it's anything over 30 or 40 pounds, I generally have some kind of rope or stringer system, and I'll pull him out.
Oh yeah, this one got nice.
We visited 17 or 18 boxes and nary a fish. When have you ever experienced an ophir?
Me personally, never.
What happens when I show up?
Yeah, ain't no fish, boys.
On this day, the fish might just be smarter than we are.
The water is dropping at a very fast rate now, and they don't want to get trapped up in those holes in shallow water and then run out of water. So I'm guessing that they went to deeper water.
I never knew that you basically climb in a coffin under the water in order to check and see if there's a fish there. I didn't know that's what noodling was. So I learned so much today. And I appreciate y'all having us out here. This will not be the last time that you see us, because I'm coming back. You owe me a fish.
I do owe you a fish. I am very much game for that.
Mississippi offers a vast expanse for the outdoorsman. You don't have to go very far to see God's handiwork. And I know I'll be back. I do have unfinished business after all.